welcome back to my channel. It's just Clarice, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a really quick and simple full face makeup look, because sometimes you have somewhere to be but you don't have a lot of time to get ready, and you can get kind of stressed out thinking like, oh my gosh, there's so much I have to do, because makeup does have a lot of steps. But I'm going to show you guys how to do a quick makeup look that will still leave you looking really nice and good and glam. It's a bit more on the natural side, but it'll get the job done. And I'm starting this intro wearing my new glasses because I just wanted to show them off. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think these suit my face a lot better than my old glasses. I like these a lot better. They're super cute and they're purple. Anyways, without any further ado, let's dive on into today's video. So the first thing that we're going to do is our brows. And when you have no time to get ready, the last thing you want to do is tackle your brows, especially when you have to go in with a pencil. Like, you don't want to rush the process because you don't want it to be messy, but at the same time you're looking at the clock like, I cannot spend 10 minutes on my eyebrows alone. So I would highly recommend going in with a tinted brow gel or a tinted brow mascara. It won't be as precise as it would be with a pencil, but it will look nice and natural and full, and it takes no time at all. You just brush it through and you're done, basically. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso. So now that our brows are on, we're going to go in with the rest of our face. And because I'm doing a simpler, quick look, I'm not going to start with my eyes. So we're going to start with primer. Now, a lot of people tend to skip primer just for the sake of quickening up their routine. Personally, I actually really like primer. I feel like it helps to prepare the skin. Of course, you should be doing your skincare before you do your makeup. That's really gonna help your skin to look good underneath everything. But I don't like to skip primer. So if you want a quick primer to use, I would highly recommend going in with a primer water. I am using the Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 Primer Water by Wet n Wild. I'm gonna cover my brows and you just give your face a nice dousing, pat it into the skin, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Primer water is really good because it's very hydrating for the skin without being too heavy, so it's great for oily skin types. If you have drier skin, this will work for you as well. You just really want to make sure you go in with your moisturizer first to make sure that your skin is nice and hydrated. Next, we're gonna go in with foundation, and the fastest way to apply your foundation is to use a foundation stick. All you have to do is take your foundation stick, draw it onto your skin, buff it out, and then apply a little bit more wherever you need the extra coverage. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. This one also has broad spectrum SPF 27, which is good, especially it's getting sunnier out there now. It's starting to become spring, so you really want to make sure you're protecting your skin. And I'm going to buff this out using the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. You just draw on the lines. Don't have to be super precise with it. I really like this foundation because I find that it blends really nicely on the skin. And I also really like the way that this foundation wears throughout the day. Some foundation sticks can be really slippy and they don't last very long. This one doesn't last, as long as a liquid foundation would, but it actually lasts pretty well. And it fades nicely too. I haven't noticed it separating on my skin throughout the day. And it also has a really lovely finish. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just like a nice, natural looking foundation. It builds really nicely as well, which is good, because some foundation sticks, because it's more of a cream formula than a straight up liquid, sometimes when you try to build it up, it gets cakey. This one does not cake up. It just builds and blends and looks really nice. Next, we're gonna move on to concealer, and honestly, I would say that if you don't have a lot of blemishes or dark circles, you could probably just skip this step. But me, I personally have dark circles underneath my eyes, so I really do need to go in with concealer, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I just have the neutralizer shade. You just twist it up, pop a couple of dots right under your eye, and blend out. And this blends out really easily, really quickly. I would go in with a sponge for this. You just blend down and out, and there you go. It only took seconds to blend. The other nice thing about all the products that I'm using today is that they have a very natural finish. So there's nothing overly matte or overly dewy that you have to really like be finicky with and play with and try to get it to that level that you like. Everything's more natural, so it kind of works with this faster, more minimal approach. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of concealer onto my eyelids so that we can prep that area as well, since we're trying to be quick about it. You can also use your finger to blend out the concealer, especially on your eyelid if you want. And now that we have all of that blended out, we're gonna go in with our powder. And I would highly recommend just setting the parts of your face that get really oily or that tend to crease. Especially if you're in a hurry, you don't necessarily need to set your entire face. And I'm gonna go in with the sponge to set under my eyes because this really helps to decrease the risk of creasing. And I'm just gonna pounce it over my eyelids as well to set down the concealer. And then we're just gonna take any fluffy powder brush, and I'm just going to lightly dust some of that powder right over my T-zone, just to make sure that that place doesn't get oily and that the foundation stays on all day long. You see how quickly we're moving through this? We're just boom, boom, boom. All right, so next we're going to go in and do the rest of our face. So first we're gonna start off with bronzer. I'm gonna be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. I really love this bronzer because it has a really nice sheen and glow to it. And it gives your skin just a nice flush of bronzy color. And it blends out super quickly and super easily as well. So there's not a lot of finessing. It's just boom, bronzed. And I'm kind of dusting this along my jawline as well, just to give myself a nice light bit of contouring. You know, nothing too intense. We're in a hurry. Don't got time to chisel out the jaw. We can still do a little bit, just a light contour. So see, we now have a nice little bit of bronziness going on, a little bit of a glow there as well. And now we're going to go in with blush and highlight. If you're not a big blush or highlight person, you can really easily skip these steps. They do take just a couple extra minutes to pop on. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Cheeky. It's just a really soft pink color, so it just gives your cheeks the lightest bit of a flush to them without being too intense. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that onto the cheeks and take it up towards the back of the hairline. Just using almost more of like a pouncing method on my cheeks. And then for highlight today, I'm going in with something that's very natural. This is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in the shade Moonlight Pearls. It's one of their OG highlights, and I personally really, really love this. It does take a little bit of building up if you want to get it like really intense, but for a natural look like this, it's absolutely perfect. Just dust over those cheekbones. And because it's so natural, you don't have to be like crazy precise with it, which helps when you're in a rush. And I'm just gonna take a little bit on my nose and my temples. And there we go, we got a little bit of a glow going on. Not too much. And now we move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna zoom you in. And for the eyes, we are going to take all those products we just used on our face and we're gonna put them on our eyes. This helps to decrease time because you're not reaching out and looking for other palettes and trying to grab colors and figure out what you wanna do. It keeps the look very cohesive and kind of monochromatic, but really saves you on time. So I'm gonna start with that blush color, and I'm gonna take this on a smaller fluffy brush. And so I'm just going to pop into that blush, and we're just going to lightly dust this over the lid. And this will give us a soft flush of pink, very attractive looking, and we're really focusing this on our lid. We don't wanna blow it out too much because we don't wanna look like we have pink eye. And because it's a blush, it's not as intensely pigmented as an eyeshadow would be, so it gives your eyes a softer look. Next, we take a fluffy blending brush, and we want one that's not too big because you don't want to blow it up too much. And we're just going to dip into that bronzer, and we're going to use this in our crease and along our lower lash line. Taking it in, but not all the way. Doing little circular motions to help me blend it out. And then I'm just gonna drag this along my lower lash line, trying to keep it as tight to the waterline as possible. And if you want a little bit of shimmer, you can just go in with your highlight. I actually just want the tiniest little bit. So I'm gonna take this on that same fluffy brush that we used before. And I'm just gonna dip into it and just lightly brush this over the lid. If you want it to be a bit more intense, I would recommend going in with your finger and applying it that way because you're gonna get more pigment and more intensity from the shine and the sparkle. You can even take this into your brow bone or use it as an inner corner highlight. All of that works. And then we're just gonna take our mascara and finish off our eyes. The Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara by Maybelline. I really like this. It really separates my lashes and gives me a lot of volume. And I only need to apply about 2 coats to get it where I want it to go. I hope you can see the lashes. They're really nice and full and natural, and they're holding a good curl. I really like the way this mascara looks. And so the very last thing that we need to do is our lips, and then we're done. If you're in a bit of a hurry, I would highly recommend going in with maybe like a tinted lip gloss, something that's gonna give your lips a little bit of color and a little bit of shine, because they tend to be a little bit easier to apply than if you're going in with, say, a liquid lip where you need to line your lips first so that there's no bleeding. They're also a little bit less fussy than, say, a cream lipstick, which could end up bleeding onto your teeth and getting everywhere and being messy. You know, it really is the easiest kind of lip to go in with. I am going to be using one of the Patent Polish Lip Pencils by MAC Cosmetics, and I am using the shade Revved Up. It's just like a nice pinky, sort of neutral, glossy shade. This is like a really cool lip product because it is a glossy lip color, but it's in a pencil. So you definitely have more control over where it goes than you would with like a brush applicator or even a doe foot. There you go. That's it. That's all you need to do. And you're done. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful and you picked up some tips to make your makeup routine a little bit easier. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to see more stuff from me, because I post brand new videos every single Tuesday and Friday, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!